Good morning, Stadium High School staff and students. Welcome to our annual Veterans Day Assembly. Veterans Day is a federal holiday in the United States, observed annually on November 11th. A veteran is someone who has served on active duty in the United States Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard. This day gives everyone the opportunity to celebrate their bravery, service, and sacrifices. Please welcome to the podium Principal Marshall.
Thank you, Captain Parker. So it's my honor to welcome you to the 2021 Veterans Day Assembly. Even though we could not gather in a large group as we normally would this year, I still want to remind you that this is a serious assembly. As you watch, it is important to show respect for our participants and our honored guests. Please take a break from your classwork and your multitasking, put down your phones, and spend these moments with us to honor the service of our veterans. Thank you to all the veterans who have given so much of themselves to serve our country, and thank you to the military families who make their service possible. Your selflessness, bravery, honor, and courage are commendable and very much appreciated. I also want to thank our stadium NJROTC, our stadium music department, Tiger News, and Mr. Folsom and all others who have helped make this assembly possible. It's important that we continue Stadium's tradition of honoring our veterans each and every year. Please enjoy this year's virtual assembly.
Thank you, Ms. Marshall. Please stand for the presentations of colors by the Stadium High School Navy JROTC Color Guard and for the national anthem, sung by the Stadium High School Concert Choir. Remain standing for the position of colors.
Color guard, attention, trail, colors, forward, march. Right turn, march. Call out.
On Veterans Day, we pause to honor those who served in the military and the men and women who are serving today. It is our privilege to say thank you to all the American veterans and to let them know that we appreciate them for their service and honor for their sacrifice.
Veterans contribute to American society in many ways, not just during their time on active duty in the military. Throughout our history, military service members have put on their uniforms to protect this nation. But their service does not stop once uniforms come off and their time on the duty has ended. Veterans take the lessons they have learned and experiences they've gained and continue their service to our nation by strengthening our communities. They become our nation's leaders, scientists, teachers, and entrepreneurs. Veterans are most active volunteers working to improve community across our country. Service goes beyond the uniform. This Veterans Day, we honor the men and women who have worn their uniforms who continue to serve our country. As we approach this Veterans Day weekend, there are several facts to know about Veterans Day.
Veterans Day was originally called Armistice Day, commemorating the end of World War I. World War I officially ended when the Treaty of Versailles was signed June 28, 1919. However, the fighting ended about 7 months before that, when the Allies and Germany put into effect an armistice on the 11th hour of the 11th day and the 11th month. In 1919, President Woodrow Wilson named November 11th Armistice Day.
In 1938, November 11th became a legal holiday with the name Armistice Day. The first national holiday to celebrate Veterans Day was held in 1947. Then on June 1st, 1954, Congress amended the commemoration by changing Armistice to Veterans, so the day would honor U.S. veterans of all wars.
Veterans Day does not have an apostrophe. A holiday is not a day that belongs to one veteran or multiple veterans, which is what an apostrophe implies. It's a day for honoring all veterans, so no apostrophe is needed.
Veterans Day is not the same as Memorial Day. Memorial Day is a time to remember those who gave their lives for our country. Veterans Day honors all those who have served our country in war or peace, dead or alive. Today, there are about 18 million living veterans in the United States, or about 7.1% of the adult population.
The Stadium High School Orchestra will now perform the Ashokan Farewell. It will be featuring Haley Abella on the solo violin. Our guest speaker for today's event is Senior Chief Petty Officer Gamaro Cameron, U.S. Navy retired. During his 28 years in the Navy, Senior Chief Cameron served as a P-3C air crewman, an aviation water survival instructor, as a landing craft air cushion craftmaster, along with numerous other duty assignments. After retiring from the U.S. Navy in August 2021, Senior Chief Cameron joined Stadium High School as a Navy JROTC Naval Science Instructor. Welcome, Senior Chief Cameron.
Cool. Wow. Good morning. Great job by the color guard. I see you. I see you. Chorus, lovely rendition of Star Spangled Banner. And then that was a lovely piece by the chorus. So thank you guys. So I'll start by saying good morning. Good morning, Stadium Tigers. Good morning, Stadium Tigers. Thank you. Did you guys not get the word that this is going to be a participation assembly? All right, well, we'll have to do a better job at that next time. All right, good morning, Stadium Tigers. First, I would like to take the opportunity to thank Captain Parker, sir, for recommending me for this opportunity to be the guest speaker today. Thank you to Principal Marshall and the principals and administrative staff for allowing me the opportunity to speak. Thank you to the students at Stadium High School for taking the time out of your day to listen to just a few short words that I have this morning, okay? I would like to start by saying there's a few parallels with my life and my career as it relates to you guys here at Stadium High School. So any guesses on what the mascot, my high school mascot was? It was the Tigers, yeah. What about the school colors? Blue and gold. I like it. I like it. We're on to something over here. Okay, so I graduated from Troop High School in LaGrange, Georgia. Yes, the stadium, the mascot was a tiger, and the colors were blue and gold, which, by the way, happen to be the same colors as the U.S. Navy. So there's the parallels, just a few, not too many, okay? Normally, I'm quite the shy individual who does not like or enjoy the spotlight or the cameras. But for this occasion, I would not be doing my part if I didn't speak for the veterans at Stadium High School and around the world. That's right, I said around the world because those of us who have served have roots all over the inhabitable planet in some form or fashion. As I thought about what I would say, I wanted to say something that was memorable enough and hopefully inspiring enough to stress the importance that the impact that the veterans around the world and around the country have, from our founding forefathers to our current military members and veterans. Our country stands on the shoulders of its veterans, okay? The NJRTC program would probably hold it against me if I didn't cover the 6 basic questions. So I'll do my part to represent you guys well, okay? So what are the 6 basic questions? Who, what, when, where, why, and how, okay? So in that order, not to be held to doing push-ups later by the NJROTC crew, I'll make sure I do my best push-ups or planks, that is, since planks have become the thing now. So I'll make sure I do my part. The who. So as Ms. Hughes said, Naval Air Crewman Senior Chief Gamaro Cameron, okay? What does that mean? In short, it stands for Jack of many trades with questions about all of them. So did I master any of my trades? I guess that's debatable and questionable. But I'd like to think so. And in my mind, I'm the greatest. So I guess I mastered them all. All right. What are we talking about? What's the meaning of veterans and Veterans Day? When? Well, now, I guess, would be the appropriate answer to that. But as Ms. Hughes said, I did serve 28 years in the Navy, United States Navy. So that's about 7 times more than the typical enlistment, which is about 4 years. So I have a lot of 7's my lucky number. So 7 times 4 is 28. So yeah, we're on a roll. Okay, where have I served? I served from San Diego is where I started my naval career in boot camp in 1993. Show of hands, who remembers 1993? Okay, only a few of us, but that's okay. We're the chosen few. So 1993 is where I started in San Diego. I have done a tour here in Washington. You may not know it because I have a little bit of a tan going on, but I served in most of my time in San Diego and Hawaii with worldwide stops in between. Why did I serve? To serve the greater good and a greater cause.
How did I serve my country? I served in airplanes, which is, if you see me in my uniform here, I have on the gold wings. That's the wings of gold that only the Navy wears, so go Navy. Also, I did some time on the ships. Well, it took me 20 years before I finally got on board ships. So how many people think that the Navy is all about ships? Well, it's not. There are a lot of airplanes. We actually have a lot more, well, about equal amount of airplanes that the Air Force does, but we just do it in a different manner. And my last tour was with the landing craft air cushion, the hovercraft, and that is a really cool toy. So now that the formalities are behind us, and there is no more stranger danger, I invite you to grab a piece of paper or your stupid phones, if you will. And I say stupid, I use that word cautiously. I say stupid because every time the phone does something that the owner doesn't want it to do, what are the first words that get spoken? Stupid phone, yep, that's right. As it goes on here, it gets referred to as stupid phone. So we'll jot down an anagram. I think it's called an anagram, so for the English majors, please forgive me. I should have paid attention during that subject in school, but we'll start out with a V. V, volunteer. The majority of veterans have volunteered their time, and lots of their time. Some have had the unfortunate luck of being voluntold, but we volunteer because we want to make a difference in varying degrees by serving. E, E's for emotional. Okay, yeah, it's very emotional. Some of us are more outward emotional than others. From the times of leaving our loved ones, missing high school graduation, missing those first steps, missing those first words, and sometimes altogether missing the births. It's been a very mental experience. Couple that with some of the physical scars from war. We each have our amazing high times and our super dark low times. Okay, T. I have a few for T, but I'm gonna have teamwork makes what? Makes the dream work. Yeah, that's right. So teamwork, trust, toys, and travel are just the ones that I'll touch on. We talked about teamwork making the dream work, but also remember that one team, lots of dreams. Always remember that. Trust. Trust is super important, regardless of nationality, gender, religion, or race. I have trusted some amazing leaders, co-workers, servicemen and servicewomen, more junior than myself, and I have been entrusted with taking care of some really precious leaders, co-workers, servicemen and women in order to complete the mission. Okay, refer back to teamwork. Toys. Most may not think that the military is filled with toys, but I dare to differ, okay? Veterans have used some of the coolest toys and electronics to play with, sometimes in very large sandboxes. If you ever want to take a look at what I did in my last tour, just Google Jay Leno's Garage, 20,000 horsepower, and you get a look at the $23 million toy that I got a chance to play with before I departed the Navy. We have seen a few countries, and some have interesting stories to talk about. Some of them about some of the countries that we have visited. I had the pleasure of turning 21 in Doha, Qatar. Who knows where Qatar is? It's in the Middle East somewhere. Yeah, so it's in the Middle East. It's probably not, drinking is probably forbidden in the least, but I will say that yet again, teamwork makes the dream work, and the guys that I was on the crew with, they made it happen. They bought me a birthday cake, and we celebrated. The other E is for excitement, okay? There's no greater feeling than returning from home from a 6, 8, 10-month or greater sometimes deployment to the precious beings that we hesitantly departed. And then there's the months of not having Chick-fil-A, Whataburger, or In-N-Out, if you know those last two. R is for reunion. I will say having the unique opportunity to have my daughter, my youngest daughter, and my parents sail with me on the same ship as we return home and showing them, excuse me. All right, and showing them the inner workings of the military was the highest point of my naval career. I dare say that some of the other memorable moments experienced by other veteran staff, just take time to inquire. Just take the time to get to know us and talk to us. Okay. Guess it's time for me to cheer up now. Okay. The last A is for Army. The Army is the oldest service organization. So many amazing leaders have called the Army life. Hua. That's the famous call phrase and call sign that the Army uses. The last N, well, the only N I will say, is for Navy. Well, for those that know, it's about that time of the year, so go Navy, beat Army. And I'll close by saying S is for sacrifice. All gave some, but some gave all. Okay, so many men and women are not with us today because they chose to support the greater cause. As we talked about earlier, Memorial Day is a day specifically dedicated to them, but we should never forget. So many things that we take for granted. Electronics, cell phones, the freedoms to move about, the transportation, just to name a few, all because the veterans have taken the oath. So for any other reason, please do say thank you to veterans for those that I mentioned. In closing, I just noticed this yesterday, watching the JROTC Color Guard perform, and I noticed that the banner is hanging up there, okay? The banner that hangs in the gym is dedicated to the class that went to war. We salute you. JROTC, attention. And salute. Ready, two. Thank you very much, and go Tigers.
Thank you for your words, Senior Chief Cameron. The Stadium High School Wind Ensemble will now perform Chasing Sunlight. At this time, we would like to recognize our staff members who have served in the armed forces. Ms. Bridget Lopez, U.S. Army. Ms. Billy Neonoma, U.S. Army. Mr. Brian Oakes, U.S. Army. Senior Chief Petty Officer Gamaro Cameron, U.S. Navy. Captain Michael Parker, U.S. Navy and U.S. Army. If you see any of these veterans, take time to say hi and thank them for their service. Thank you for joining us today. Performing today was concert choir, orchestra, and wind ensemble. Thank you very much. A special thanks goes to our guest speaker, Senior Chief Cameron. Thank a veteran this weekend. This concludes our program.